Bring it right back to me, baby. No, we've been here before. Give me the real this time, no cap.
What's poppin'? Um, Gag crew. What's good, y'all? Happy Sunday to y'all. I know I tell y'all all the time, y'all gonna get the Love and Marriage Detroit review Saturday night. I say it all the time. And then I think I only did that once. Y'all stay getting it on a Sunday. I'm gonna stop lying to y'all one day. Happy Sunday to you guys. I hope y'all enjoy it and it's prosperous and it does what it needs to do for y'all. Um the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta will be the live review. Excuse me, for Love and Hip Hop and Love and Hip Hop. For Real Housewives of Atlanta will be tonight, dear God Almighty, at 9:15, directly after the episode. Y'all make sure to go there to the main channel. It's not gonna be on this channel, so anybody that's new, it's gonna be on the main channel. Definitely make sure that y'all are there tonight at 9:15 for the live review of that. And also shout out to my good sis Jamie Desimy for her sit down with Candy on Speak on It. She's the next guest, and she's gonna be on Speak on It tonight. So definitely, once y'all watch me, y'all go ahead over there to Candy Pants and going ahead and shout out Jamie and tell I sent y'all. She'll treat y'all right. She and Candy gonna treat y'all right. Anyway, I almost said the Real Housewives. Jesus. Love and Hip Hop Detroit, season 1, episode 9. Uh, you's got to come back. Um, I guess you's got to come back to Detroit, right? Or you've got to come back. I don't know. I get the name of the episode right eventually. Anyway, um, the episode continues with Anthony and Brandon's disagreement over Lyrique, whose real name is Sean. Thank you, Christina, for letting us know this real name, for letting us know this man name. Sean being a part of the showcase, and they just agreed to disagree. I mean, I really don't think this is an agree to disagree situation. He don't want somebody there that and again, I'm not listen, just from the outside looking in, and again, I like Anthony, but just because I like Anthony don't mean that I'm just gonna fall for the BS. At the end of the day, I do feel like Anthony is on some BS for wanting to all of a sudden bring Lyrique around. Because it's just weird to me that you two have been friends for all of this time, but you have maybe it's just for the camera. So if that's the case, but how do you agree to disagree in a situation like that? I don't want that nigga there. I'm not agreeing to disagreeing to nothing. I said I don't want that nigga there. He been poaching my, but see, is that really what it's about? Or is it about the fact that he wants to work with Christina and Christina is your wife now? So it's like, or is it both? I don't know. I was over it. The ladies did a boat ride, and the boat ride went good. At least the ladies was able to sit and conversate. It did not be a big thing or whatever. That was cute, I suppose. So the couples is getting ready for the evening or whatever, because we moving on. So the couples is getting ready for the evening dinner. It's their last night down to the winery, and they got a chef to come around there to cook. And Christina says that even though she and Latoya talk, it's still a weird energy between them, she feels. And she feels as though a conversation does need to does need to be had. So Brandon tells her about the bomb Anthony dropped, and Christina explains the background between her and Sean, which I mean, it was before she knew Brandon, and she wanted to work, I guess, and he wanted to take things. more than like a worker type of situation. I guess she wasn't willing to do all of that, so she just decided to just like leave it alone, and I guess just be his friend and just pursue other things. And I guess that's when she met Brandon or whatever, the way she told it. But to let her tell it, that's her version of the story. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. When it comes to a lot of these people and their stories, just to be honest with y'all, it's just hmm, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess moving on, cause I really ain't got nothing for that, y'all. I really don't. Like I explained their background, and it just is what it is. I mean, other than that, I don't have no feelings towards it either way. Because to be honest, I just really don't care about that. I really don't. I don't care about some old 10-year ago type deal and Andy just want to bring him up here on the show, but obviously which again, if y'all supposed to be cool like that, why is Anthony playing on your top like that? Like y'all dynamic is just weird, and I guess just why I ain't got nothing for it. Moving on. Christina brings her situation box game to help keep a positive mood going on at the table. So we get down to Dr. Latoya's situation, and her question was, do men like when a woman make the first move? So that was a cute question. So the guys was like, yeah, as a guy we like it, blah 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 blah. Then it went from that to Johnny Bravo talking about something where you could start with fellatio. That's the best way to do it. You could just whip it out and just he said you could just put it out, do what you do. I mean, I I love to do a ticket, Johnny Bravo, no tea, no shade, but it was a cute little question game or whatever. It did get them loosened up and so on and so forth. So they had dinner, blah, blah, blah. So the ladies go outside, they sit by the fire pit and they talk. So y'all see, I'm not even looking at the notes. So, so Christina asked Latoya, what's your issue? Well, she didn't say it like that, but from what, listen, she didn't say it like that, but I'm just giving y'all the cliff notes of this. Her thing was, well, what's the issue between you and I? Because it seems like whenever something goes on with everybody else in the group, you always blame it all off on me, and it's a huge issue with me, and da 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 da, and me and you have never had a problem, so on and so forth. I'm gonna tell y'all, nothing came out of that situation at all. I didn't understand the conversation because I like Latoya really didn't say anything other than what she's Johnny Bravo meets with Anthony about adding another speaker, and the speaker was my husband. All right. Seeing my husband was the highlight of this episode because other than that, I really don't got shit for it. All right. Shout out to Marcel for coming up here and making a cameo and all that good stuff in your blight t-shirt and them damn hoochie daddy shorts that had a bite that had a bite in the front. Pour that bite out the front, sir. All right. I moving moving on. This was interesting, I will say. Brandon going to see his mama Kathy. Hey, Mama Kathy. And Mama Kathy is a Caucasian woman. So yeah, he's half white. His mom is Caucasian and his dad is black, black, had an afro black, all that. They lived in the ghetto, and he talked about how hard it was growing up in the ghetto around that time, having a white mama. And then Mama Kathy said, well, it was hard for her coming up, living in the ghetto, being the only white woman that was in there. I mean, it was hard for the both of them, basically. And that I think his dad passed, and so no, they got divorced, I think, and their relationship got better, but the relationship between him and Mama Kathy is basically still the same. I mean, they got one, but they don't got one because they don't really talk, they don't really communicate like that, and he basically don't feel love. You know, I mean, I don't know. Because Brandon did admit that he don't really have a lot of emotions, and that does make sense with how he treated Christina in the first parts of this season. Because he didn't even have no emotion with that. I mean, it was cold, and so, and I see where he get it from, because he does get it from Mama Kathy. Um, so I guess that does play a part in it can spill into the marriage. Because I was gonna say, what the hell does his mama issues got to do with that? But then once I remembered that he brought up, that he don't have much emotion to things, now I see why he really didn't feel nothing wrong with what he did to her. In both of those instances, publicly embarrassing her in front of people that they didn't even know like that. And I really felt like y'all don't know each other like that. Moving on. Um, but he go to see him for his birthday. Happy birthday, Brand. And she made him his favorite cake, and he talks her into coming into therapy. She agrees to do it. Moving on. Anthony's man moving. Don't nobody show up but the people at first, but then to let Brandon tell it, a couple dozen people showed up, but it wasn't the hundreds of men that Brandon. I mean that Anthony apparently said was gonna be there. I don't know. Okay, look, I don't know. All right, I don't know. All right, because Anthony did say that they changed the times a couple times. I think he said they changed the date as well a couple times. Like changes happened in between the time of this until it was time for that to happen. So that could be a reason why it was a drop in the attendance. But I mean, the man movement happened. Well, who it happened for? We saw them trooping down the street or whatever. And Brandon threw his shade about him still not understanding the mission of what the man movement is supposed to be about. My mouth dry. Just like this damn episode. That's what's making my mouth dry. This episode, I'm trying my hardest to give y'all something. Okay? I'm trying my hardest to give y'all something because what I want to give y'all, it's going to come off mean and harsh. And I like Miss Carlos. So I don't want to do her like that. Moving on. Brandon and Kathy had a first therapy meeting. I mean, it was cute. They had it down to the penthouse, so it was a lot more intimate that way. Shout out to the therapist. Therapist was cute. I like the little glasses or frames or whatever. She was recommended by Russell or whatever or whatever. Um, it was a cute little therapy session. I do feel like if they continue to go together, they can come to something and they can probably soften them up a little bit, which could probably spill over into their marriage and make their marriage a little bit more, fresher, give it a little bit more zhuzh or whatever, a little bit more spark, a little bit more spunk. You know what I mean? But other than that, y'all, I ain't got nothing for this damn episode. Like, we got nowhere with Latoya and Christina. We got nowhere with Brandon and Anthony. Like, the good storyline actually is coming from Brandon and Mama Kathy, to be real. You know what I'm saying? Because that I can appreciate. All the rest of this stuff about Lyrique and Christina and all of that, because Christina seems so uninterested. Like, and so am I. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man movement thing, I think is cute, but I wouldn't have used it as a main storyline. Like I would have had something else to give Annie. Um, I like you, Latoya, but you do insert yourself in shit that don't got nothing to do with you, and you allow it to attach to you to a point where you got all of these feelings where you don't need to have. Like I don't understand why you got such a problem with Christina. Don't get me wrong. I get what happened down to their anniversary dinner. Okay, but be clear, that was Brandon's fault because he wasn't open and honest with his wife. And to be honest, that was Russell's fault. Okay, because he was sitting around there pillow talking with his wife when that conversation should have stayed between the damn men. You understand? So you really can't blame Christina for that. And then when it came down to what happened to your wine thing, and then at the skating rink, because in fairness, Kobe was the one that turned up first. She was. I'm not jumping on Christina's side. I'm just calling it the way it is. I'm calling down. I'm telling y'all, this is why I say she reminds me so much of Melody Cherie Rogers. I don't care how much y'all say she don't. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. All three of these couples is trying to be pegged into a certain lane. And it is very obvious and evident that she wants to be in Melody Cherie's seat. She wants to be the Melody Cherie of this particular franchise. She does. She just trying to whip Brandon into shape so that he doesn't turn into the next leisure suit. She wants her situation to be right and stay right. That's all this is. But everybody got a lane. She's trying to be in the Hulk Roger lane. That's the lane she wants to be. Anthony and Latoya, that's my husband and Letitia. All right. And Russell and Kobe, that's the Kimmy and Maurice. That's the Kimmy and Maurice. All right. Everybody got a role. Johnny Bravo and his now wife, that's the Tiffany and Lewis. They just more into what's going on. They not being white noise in the background. Although I'm still questioning his wife because I'm telling y'all, we gagged about that in the last review. I still feel that way, y'all. Lord have mercy. I That's it. That's all I got. I ain't got no more to give y'all. Y'all jump down in the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this dry, tad, delayed ass episode, child, because I'm getting over it at this point. And I'll see y'all next week because next week look like it's actually gonna be interesting. So we'll see though. And until then, I'm gone. Bye.
Cause when you're gone